Yo, what's up guys? It's ELiTESHOT here, aka Sean, and today I just want to cover the recent Black Ops 2 patch update, which fixed a lot of things. And I'm not going to cover everything, but mainly the gameplay rebalancing. There's a lot of other information which I won't cover, but I'll provide a link in the description if you guys want to check that out. Before I start this, I just want to say I'm sorry if a lot of you guys already seen this information, if you already knew about it, if you've seen some other YouTubers post this, but I'm hoping a lot of you guys don't know about this yet, and we'll find out what's new. To start off, I would like to talk about the Scorestreaks. They only changed two things, and the first thing they changed was the UAV. They increased the cost of points from 350 to 425, making it a little harder to get. This is a bad thing and a good thing. The bad thing is, it's going to make players that aren't that great even that much harder to get the first kill streaks, but it's pretty good because now the skies won't be flooded with UAVs, making it annoying. The other thing they changed was the lightning strike. They added a 750 millisecond delay, so the time it takes from when you click the points on the map to when the actual bombs land is now increased, so it's not as powerful as it used to be. Before, as soon as you click the spots on the map on the little iPad sort of looking thing, the bombs would instantly come down, killing the players you wanted to, so it might be a little hard to use, and you're going to have to start kind of guessing when the players are going to be because of the delay. The next thing I like to cover is the equipment and grenades. First off, for the bouncing betties, they increased the time from trigger to activation by 200 milliseconds. You guys know when you run past a bouncing betty, it pops up in the air, and it sometimes can be hard to dodge it by going prone. So now they made it a little easier to dodge, increasing the time by 200 milliseconds. The next thing I like to cover is the sensor grenades. A lot of you guys probably don't know about these, but what they are, you throw them and it kind of detects and spots people on the map. On the minimap, they show up as the Blackbird symbols. This reminds me of having the recon perk in Modern Warfare 3, how you threw an explosive grenade, like a flash, stun, anything at all, that would show up on the map. It reminds me of that, and what they did was they increased the range, now 1000 units, the frequency, now 800 milliseconds between pings, and amount of time, now 6 seconds that the players appear after explosion. So they pretty much buffed these grenades up, making them a little better to use and more useful, and I'm gonna guess I'm gonna see a lot more of these used now. For the concussion grenades, they decreased the movement penalty and turn speed penalty one hit, and I'm so glad they did this because before, the concussions seemed to be pretty overpowered. Whenever I got hit by them without the tactical mask perk, I would be stunned and like slowed down for such a long amount of time, and it was super annoying, and I was pretty much dead no matter what. So they decreased that movement penalty, making it a little less powerful. Now, I would like to cover the weapons, and to start off, the SMGs. They increased the hipfire recoil for all of them, making them hard to get kills from the hip, which is good because before this patch, it seemed like all the SMGs were death lasers from the hip, so it's going to be a little harder to use. And they also increased the max hipfire spread from 4.25 to 5. Another thing they did was they reduced the bullet penetration, finally. It seemed like the SMGs, or pretty much any gun at all in Black Ops 2, would be able to just blow through walls like it wasn't even there. Walls seemed to be made out of paper. You would be running away and the enemy would still kill you perfectly through the wall. So I'm hoping I'll notice a difference and I won't be killed so often while running away behind a wall. For the MSMC, they slightly increased the recoil along with the PDW. These were probably the two best SMGs in Black Ops 2, and they still can be, but they will be a little bit harder to use, having increased recoil when aiming down sight. And today guys, I was playing with them and they didn't seem to be too much of a problem. They are SMGs and they are meant to be used as close quarters combat, so it's kind of not really noticed, and I'm sure you guys won't notice it either unless these are the two go-to weapons you used. But all in all, I'm glad they did this, making them a little less powerful. Next up are the assault rifles, and first off, all the assault rifles have reduced idle sway for more reliable long-range aiming. So now the assault rifles are a little better to use because they don't sway as much when you're aiming down sight from long ranges, making it easier to get kills. For the XM8, and I'm not sure why on this site they call it the XM8, it's I believe called the M8A1 in the game, but what they did was they reduced the lethal range of 3-hit kills from 250 to 50 inches. And that's quite a change because 250 to 50 is a big change, and you're probably going to notice this, and it kind of sucks because this is one of the weapons I used pretty often, and I'm kind of mad they did this, but it did rebalance it, making it a little less powerful, and I'm sure you guys will notice that. Along with XM8, while using the select fire attachment, they increased the recoil, and I found myself doing this pretty often. It was pretty fun using XM8 with the select fire, making it fully automatic. It now has increased recoil, and before this update, I was gonna make a video telling you guys to use this class with select fire, but now since it has increased recoil, I'm not sure if I'll do that. I gotta try it out and see the difference and how effective it still is. Now for the FOL OSW, along with the select fire attachment, there's also increased recoil, and for the SWAT 556 with select fire, there is again increased recoil. And now lastly for the M-Tire, it made auto aim values consistent with all other assault rifles. So now the M-Tire is going to be a little easier to use, making it lock on that much more, being compared to the other assault rifles. Now let's cover the sniper rifles. To start off, all the snipers have increased hipfire spread. And personally, I didn't think this was a problem. I really didn't find myself dying by hipfiring snipers too often. And with the laser sight, they also increased hipfire spread, making this attachment a little less useful. And for the XP50, the XPR50, they increased recoil slightly. And I believe this is the last sniper rifle you got. It was semi-automatic, and you would see people in game just spraying this thing away, and now it'll be a little bit tougher to use since this increased recoil. Okay, for shotguns, for the R870 Remington, they reduced the one-hit kill range by 45 inches. And I'm glad they did this because this shotgun did seem to be a pretty overpowered weapon. It would get one-hit kills from a pretty nice range, and what they did was they decreased the range it was effective at, making it a little less powerful. Lastly, for the pistols, guys, the B23R, the burst fire pistol, they reduced the headshot multiplier from 1.4 to 1, along with the Cap 40 being from 1.4 to 1. So these two pistols are a little less powerful from the head, but they're still probably the best pistols in the game, and they're still really fun to use. Alright guys, that's all for the gameplay rebalancing. I'm sorry, like I said before, if you already seen this information, if you already heard it, or if you already knew about it, but I'm hoping all of you guys didn't. And if you guys enjoyed the video, or found it entertaining in any way at all, please leave a like, guys. It helps me out so much, and this dumb new YouTube homepage makes it even tougher for my videos to be found, because they aren't popping up in the sub box. So your like is greatly appreciated. But yeah guys, ELiTESHOT here, aka Sean, your friendly COD fanboy, signing out. Peace.